The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Chaco, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Well, you're welcome to the PL Show. It's a bright Sunday afternoon, and it's so good to see you here on the program. I am Kemini Amano. A wise woman once said that if life throws lemons at you, you make lemonade. And I'm about to talk to a woman who has a PhD in this because life has thrown so many lemons at her, and she's made sweet lemonade from all of these. And I can't wait for her to share her story with us. The PL Show is brought to you kindly by the Kel toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kids, and Kel Chaco. I'll be right back with that lovely conversation. Don't go away.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm fat Missy Wayne.
Pacho Bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Samikai.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia. Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa.
Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. What was I saying about lemons and lemonade? It's time to meet the resilient Dr. Joana Gunab. And you know why in a bit, but drum rolls right now. Hi there, look at you.
Hi.
And red is your color.
Thank you.
Take a seat. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You are such a beautiful woman.
Thank you. You're so beautiful too.
I'm tempted to ask you how old you are, but I won't. But you're a young woman, and yet you do so much.
I think I have.
Your story is amazing, and I want you to share with the world.
Sure.
Let's start off with growing up. What was growing up like for you?
Growing up was a bit fun for me because when my condition happened, I was happy not allowed to do certain things like washing bowls, sweeping the house. So I used to think it was a plus, honestly. I used to think it was a plus growing up because I used to be exempted. And when I was growing up, when people used to say, oh, I used to think it was a plus.
Right.
Genuinely used to think it was a plus. But then when I became an adolescent, a teenager, I began to realize that it really wasn't a plus. It was a minus, but I grew up to understand that I have to make that minus into a plus.
You said a condition.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so I wasn't born disabled. I was 4 years, almost 5. I went to school one day and then I fell sick in school. So I came home, I think my parents were not in the house, working parents. So I slept in front of their room that day. My mom was the first person to come home. So she came home and I was in front of the door. She decided to take me to the nearest hospital. So we had a clinic at the back of our house at the time. So she took me to that clinic. Unfortunately, when we got there, the lights went out. The nurse in charge had to use a lantern to give me an injection.
Wow.
Yes.
And this was where?
This was 4 years, Bokrom in Ashanti region.
At the time you were 4 years
Yes, I was
old.
4 years, yes.
Wow.
And then right after the injection, a few things happened. I couldn't walk immediately after the injection.
Wow.
But then we thought it was because I was generally weak from not being well. My mom took me home to rest. At dawn the following morning, she woke me up to take me to a proper hospital, like a big hospital. She woke me up and she was like, I should get up. And I was like, I can't get up. My mom, being a mother, thought I was just being a naughty child early in the morning. So she spanked me, like, get up, I'm not tolerating this attitude. And then I started crying. And I told her, I really can't get up, it's not intentional. So my mom, being my mom, raised me up on my feet about 3 different times and realized that I genuinely couldn't stand. I couldn't get up. Then she started crying, woke my dad up, her daughter can't get up. It became a whole thing, and then the cascade of events happened from there, and then here I am today.
Indeed. So at the time, what did they think was wrong with you?
I think my parents realized that it could have been the fault of the injection, because my mom remembered that after the injection, there was the nurse's daughter was there, and she screamed about how some of the water in the injection had spilled on her and stuff like that. So they connected the dots and then felt like it could be from the injection, but they didn't really pursue it, because my dad is a strong believer of everything happens for a reason.
Did she still take you to the hospital?
Yes, they still took me to the hospital. I ended up being in the hospital for about 3-4 months at Confanoche. I was there for a long time. My mom said at some point I started having bed sores, parts of my body was rotten. It was a whole thing. But they were told to give up at some point, to expect the worst.
And what would have been the worst?
Me dying at some point when I was younger, yeah.
You are a doctor now.
Yes, I am.
Do you understand what happened to you better?
Yes,
at
I
that time?
understand.
So what happened? What happened?
What I think happened is that I was spiking a temperature probably, and I don't know what could have caused the temperature spikes. But what happened was that she wanted to give me an injection, a gluteal injection. So now that I'm a doctor,
gluteal injection in the buttocks.
Yes.
Okay.
So I understand that you need to divide the buttocks into 4 different quadrants and then take the outer uppermost quadrant, right? Because you do that to avoid nerves passing through that place, because there are a lot of nerves coming down the leg that pass there. So if you're not careful, you can injure or touch a nerve, and then that would cause this whole cascade of events.
Wow.
Yes.
I told you. She's smart. If you didn't understand it, maybe we are together, but we know what happened here. So then you were sent to the hospital. You spent 4 months in the hospital, and then you had to leave the hospital home.
Yes.
Did your parents take it up with this nurse who had given you the injection?
No. So both my parents are illiterate. They haven't had any formal education before. And I think in the late 90s, I wouldn't know how they would have pursued it anyway. So my parents just let it go and decided to rather take care of me instead.
I can imagine some prayers were said for you.
A lot of prayers, a lot of roaming around from prayer camps to herbalists to I heard this one does this, a whole lot.
I see. So then you came home.
Yes.
You were 4 years old.
4.
Of course, you could barely put together what was happening. But what changes, if you throw your mind back, what changes occurred in your life within that period?
So I think when I came back home, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit. So I had to learn how to sit all over again as if I was now a baby. And we used to live in a compound house where there were a lot of children. So I see the children roaming around every day. And I really wanted to play with them. So I think that zeal, and coupled with my parents' resilience of not giving up, I started to learn how to sit again through a lot of physio, a lot of prayers, a lot of drugs. I learned how to start walking gradually. But then it just wasn't the same anymore. I had to now walk with a limp.
I see. Yeah. So you were born in Bolgatanga?
Yes, I was born in Bolgatanga.
But you grew up in Kumasi?
Yes.
Inti yenka chika.
Yenka chika.
Yenka chika. Inti no, somewhere now we in fear 9.
Yes.
At what age and I'll be who say inti no niye yemini?
Me cast imagine quite sure that would have been Ebiana Mobe 11, 12. So that time na Mobe JHS 1, class 6 JHS 1. E hona mi who say Charlie.
This our realization about it said niye yemini.
Enti misana na miko school and crani bi ho mo pesa mo nimbe dia agro. Obi also na ye say me the mba menchen sad no. But na my dream course still. It's me mo pecha kakra me sha be class 5. Obi ho mo sim patcho me pesa me no be dia agro. Afe ho na sha say hit me say madam we different kakra. Mira JHS sad those times no way boy anyway near the way who way.
Now they win ya.
Oh, obi adi me who me also on person.
Now na she.
I'm busy at the associate, you know.
Yeah.
So I think if you want me who say, I'm different from all the others.
I see.
Yeah.
Time being, and I would take your first step after physio, after mpaibono, after nrona na wano.
Papa say the best afe and sana meets me as I taking my first step.
Wow. Into young go back to discrimination I will face it time and I will go school na when you need kakra I will be who saying mintimin nante to say them afefo nante no. Feelings being at the mao at that time as a child na how were you putting it all together? What feelings did it bring up?
Sadness and alone. Because as a child, you'd want to be with other kids, play with them. But I always felt dejected and alone and sad all the time because nobody wanted to play with me. And everybody would make reference to how I used to wear a caliper on my leg, how you are wearing something weird on your leg and I don't want you around me. I used to feel pretty much alone. But I would forget about those feelings when I get home.
When you get home. Because at home, you're not discriminated
at all.
against. And see, time being because I'm sure that it would have prompted you saying, you know, I mean, person make school.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
Miss Sano, I remember the discrimination was so bad when I was young that there were days I didn't want to go to school because I didn't feel belonged. Like I felt like I'm all alone. So there are days when my mom says let's go to school. I was trying to make up every excuse. My head is aching, my tummy is aching, I'm having pain. So I don't go to school because I just didn't want to be in an environment where I wasn't accepted. So for me, yes, I think in my early primary days I definitely didn't want to go to school.
And it's easy to look back now and laugh at some of those things that happened.
Yes.
Young school I will call you.
Miss Sano me call Airport International School, Bokrom in the Ashanti region. Me free hon me best call Kumasi Girls Senior High School. And me free hon na me best call University of Development Studies Tamale campus. And so far when school me and some
no secondary school to me call boarding house.
Oh, me call boarding house.
No assistant mo to saying.
Then that form because me kwa saying so me back at be pie. But I think boarding house was not entirely bad. The money thing was because na efi enye kakra. Na school fees tia, me ba school to the be amin tia means me call dining hall. Mean eduane so ni me trouble to me na thing but nyame adom.
You have an amazing story, but me person me hu at what point now catch you say wo mo sere cry mfa wo ho.
I think say some points in senior high school and university. So me kai pa university level maybe I think it's level 400 cause na and sem na do so kakra we see yes to me yes obey say it's not do so and I me akasa na me go through me broken hearts be that dance
you better broken hearts no assemble all that can wait to me
do so it's me kai say na me bompaye me bompaye na me dream say I think na me dey me dream dey nipa beka ho I think na me dey me re and then me hu nyina to any pansem so na de nyankopon ken so nyankopon say when they never me aka anything different so I think say that particular time I decided say unim me in drain the nipa beka ho me in drain the nipa be ho ma menye dem metini aye na me fa me rense nyankopon na me hwe baby ono edem be kwa kodru and then am pan so one ma me sense for
amazing broken heart asem it better fridge
mate
because you kwa hwe will see to oak
mate
aba let's take a look at that. The Seed to Oak segment is brought to you by Kelkis Toothpaste. If you're looking for a toothpaste that is suitable for your children under the age of 6 years old, but above the age of 2, the strawberry-flavored Kelkis toothpaste is what you should look out for. It makes brushing the teeth easy. It will protect your child's gum, prevent cavity, and make their teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. It's FDA approved and you can rely on its quality. And that picture no. Now we share as a Sunday way at the time and now of course secondary school. But it's not a as a picture now.
In me school na visiting days na maintain visitors. Me say those times especially me senior high school days na me memory day my busi auntie me papa and mommy na to court na crazy. So na maintain ya obi ama name be share me. To me mommy sister Penny and Sunday be my friends Sunday we dey wan bar. Me so no because Ache obi an beshrami. Nti ombra no beshrami oban so me pe fried rice.
Hey.
If you're fine. Obai no to buy.
I like that.
No to buy. Nti ye na me ne nam needing common na photo be to pictures not necessarily I intra bako. There are there features our picture because me need pictures be from senior high school, but it goes to remind me say I went through a lot while I was in senior high.
And you're not only a survivor, you're a winner.
Thank you.
Because you came out well. You came out great, actually. Let's talk about the broken heart. And the one that come out with broken heart from nothing to broken heart. Is there one that come out that? So who gave you that broken heart?
Okay, so it was a colleague.
That's that time now was secondary school and
now be secondary school mandate. Now be a holy mandate to senior high school. Into uni.
Oh now okay.
Okay. Uni na me sha say date here. Enti do me no we're in the same class together. Maybe are fine. Enti ye sha say from now for the later on you graduated to relationship. Yo hosa for the brand say onye bio. Na onye bio say.
Hey, one catch you and chiro.
Oh, chimo ni chimo de mama. Hey, be sit na me dwen ho makes me serious. Because I say Nyankopon say o date me a obewu. Oh. Number 1 no. Number 2 ne say I say me a nodna.
Okay.
Or my men some pen nodness. Na me sans me nice so cross I me aka on the cry dey send me cakes. And I now for or no you are okay with me 9 a.m. but on your sure send enough for nebusia for be accepting me sending me city.
So time now we dated for how long?
Now we had known each other for I think almost 2 years and we had dated for 6 months. Yes.
You think it was all because of your disability?
I mean, he did mention that I'm a nod, like the fact that I live with a disability makes my case even worse. And he's okay with it, but he doesn't think his family and friends would be okay with it.
Anyway, his loss.
Thank you.
Yeah, his loss. But at what point now we decided yes, I'm a doctor, and a DNM will take his decision?
I think some Sanuko school near Bissau primary friends in Kramu. When you know, person me a lawyer, person me a doctor, nurse, See, Miss Anne, Sama me. But I think some because me drew class 6. And yes, class 6 no. Now you too. Either say me a doctor, my doctor, they are me newscaster because now me Jimmy who say me te brofo.
Oh, it's not a brofo so ala.
It's not me say me and your doctor back up then say me newscaster.
Yeah.
But me were senior high school no. Na obi ana be ya menya sure so betimi aye pe bibi fofra obetina sia won sorry enye se yempe wiye but engine di so betimi aye but me call school Nyankopon adom meeting wuye intina me nim se metimi aye but obi anhwe meti ye hwe me 9 am ya na de decide am me say engine se metimi aye medicine no.
That's really, important you said that. Obi anhwe wuti.
Obi anhwe meti.
I'm hwe wo 9.
And ye decide ma me say obetimi ana se wontimi. And for me I felt say 9 fair ma me. Nti me wie senior high school no. Na me pese me medicine. I was more than convinced say and one and pese me. Aside the prestige no matter say doctors and senior scapa ba nya no kre.
Enya no kre say. Obi aye djuma hospital me no say enya no kre. O dey be kan no ho asem but to asoma me.
It's not many outbreaks because prestige number 1, number 2 sikawom, number 3. One time who said doctor will hold man in 9 years. I wanted to be the first to break that status quo. To me, Ramono, challenge in that form. But
medical school,
as the years progress, the harder it gets. But
some will be a more friend of rotation.
Yes.
Now, rotation, so ayarefo na now almost feel saying what was the response you got?
Internet, if some of them were amazed, they be who because abayo wa ya deal na anya no with media medicine no bi so hu a o feel say na ya nya dia usia de papa bia o school ma bet media ba gene kwa so minya patients ba ko mienu bi o discriminate against me because say me na ya me.
Wow. And how did you feel about that?
I think when it happened I was a bit disturbed cuz na me ejuma ho and I'm not me emergency is so nye baby it's not boko gidi me say na manager me gidi team emergency me age wo ho no me ejuma fine what ba o yare me na me doctor mo ho no for rotation na obaye papa so mama hwe no mama fa me nsanka no wow na onya sure say because of say me 9 city no onya sure say metimi agina ho ai bibia de aboa no ti o ka san na me boss or no me supervisor ni ho tie train no buy no bi sam say Things na major patients. Na me treat me so patients say no ma me fa me sanka no say o. Me njai na me question na say o boss we aware say patient has the right to refuse my care. Or say on ped there mean to me the enforce no. Sadance na me say me come me doctor me home for that particular rotation. Ti wada ho be 2 hours so bi amba. Na boss nso ka chance say wa ma me ahwe na obi for be in ho be dey. Obehwe no. Ti about 2 hours na na busia for be pa ma che say o almost share me na me fan channel na me bra be hwe no. It's the second one they see and make they see a serious because I was like, okay, I need to understand. Say this might not be the last in my life. I may have it. Patients, I catch them say, I'm touching it because I'm here. So I need to get used to it, and I think I got used to it very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you did.
Thank you.
But let's take a look at a typical day in your life at the hospitals where you work. Here's a 360 segment.
Joana Gunab's remarkable journey as a medical doctor, entrepreneur, and co-founder of SOFA Foundation exemplifies how disability does not hinder one's ability to make significant contribution to society. Her dedication in rural areas reflects her commitment to social change. Moreover, as a social enthusiast, she continues to inspire and spread joy to many while actively practicing medicine.
Dr. Joan has been with us for barely 6 months now. She's been excellent. I mean, she's shown some level of brilliance and resilience when it comes to executing her service, even under pressure. She turned disadvantage, adversity to be somebody useful in the society. There is strength in everyone, and I know she can do more. So she should focus and push. For champions, don't give up. And I know already she's a champion.
Oh. How do you feel hearing those things?
Quite emotional, if I'm being honest. It's emotional when I see people actually saying positive things and encouraging me to be my best out there. It's emotional when I see people seeing me and seeing beyond what is on the outside. Yes.
You're seeing the brains now.
Yes.
And you're seeing the head now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We cry a little, we laugh a little.
Yeah.
What's got you there in your feelings that, you know, it's not just a tear, but you're still feeling it?
It's just, I just find it really nice and really encouraging when someone sees what I'm doing beyond what's on the outside. Because I'll usually have people just see me and assume they know all I'm about. But this person saw me and saw what I do, and they just assume that I'm just what is on the outside. And I had been looking for work for a very long time.
I see.
Yes. But he accepted me.
So that was the first hospital you got after graduating?
After my house job, yes.
Why do you think you never got, what did the other hospitals tell you?
I think I had, in one of the hospitals, I remember distinctively, the HR looked at me. She looked at me up and down about 2 different times. And I could tell they had already had a conversation because one of them took me upstairs. And when we were climbing the staircase, he kept asking me, am I sure I'll be able to climb? And I remember telling her that, oh, in my old hospital, I used to climb to the 5th floor, which was neurosurgery. So I don't have a problem climbing. But every time we climb about 2 stairs, she'll ask me if I'm okay. So I think in her mind, even if I can't climb the stairs, what's the possibility that I can stand to take care of my patients?
So they didn't give you a chance?
No. And I remember the way she looked at me, I could just tell.
Yeah. How many hospitals did you have to apply to before getting a job?
13.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Prescott gave you the opportunity. I'm so sorry to hear. You shouldn't have to go through that. I'm so sorry to hear.
You're amazing and you've come so far. Don't let the past bring you down. You're so awesome. You have no idea the kind of people you are impacting right now with all that you're doing. Okay? All right.
And again, as I say, it's their loss, right? Because you're doing amazing things at these hospitals.
Thank you.
When we come back, I'll tell you a bit more about Kel 360 toothpaste, and then we'll talk to Dr. Gunab. We'll give her a minute.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I want fat missy way.
Repacho bantama.
Matias. It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kai.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan.
Kel 360 dead the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel chocolate toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to the Kel Toothpaste PL show. Now, if you're looking for a family toothpaste for children above the age of 6 and adults of all ages, the minty flavored Kel 360 toothpaste is the best for your family. It will provide you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day. It will brighten your teeth, will prevent cavity and protect the gum from decaying. It's good for children, again, above the age of 6 years and adults. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, which means that you can always rely on its quality, and trust me, it's in the next store. The amazing, awesome, awe-inspiring story of Dr. Joana Gunab is what we are saying today. Unfortunately, even after she had gone to medical school, graduated, done her housemanship, hospitals where she should be going to help people still discriminated against her. And it's sad to know that one of the 13 hospitals that refused to employ her because of her disability is a mission hospital. The churches should know better, shouldn't they? They say Jesus didn't come for the healthy, he came for the sick. So what happened? We are all disabled in one way or the other. If you think of the things that you cannot do, that is your own disability. But to find that someone like Dr. Gunab has squeezed practically water out of rock, I don't know why you don't find that a miracle.